More news coming in. In fact, the Prime Minister, as always and as is customary, is all set to address before the budget session of Parliament. The Modi government to introduce 16 bills this time around. The budget, the WAQF bill, the illegal migrants bill is on top of the agenda of the Modi government. All right, we're talking about the budget session of Parliament, and as is customary, the Prime Minister will be addressing just before the session starts today. Tomorrow, the budget, is going to be presented. 16 bills to be presented or to be tabled in Parliament in the budget session, which, remember, is in two parts as always. So fair amount of legislative business that's to be achieved, including the controversial WAQF bill, which also went through the Joint Parliamentary Committee. The government is always seeking consensus from the opposition and hoping for a smooth session, but the opposition is expected to raise a series of issues in this session as well, like they always do. The opposition collectively, the India bloc, looking to corner the government on several issues. So all set to address the media as is customary during the beginning of any session, the budget session that in fact starts tomorrow. Today rather, and the budget is going to be presented tomorrow. The session is broken into two parts. Now, after the presenting of the budget, there will be other kinds of legislative business also that the House is going to be seeing. 16 bills is what the government is looking at in this particular session, including the controversial WAQF bill, which had in fact been in the Joint Parliamentary Committee of Parliament, which had been submitted to the JPC, was being examined by the JPC. I'm going to go straight across to Piyush for more details on that big story at this point in time. Piyush, essentially, just apart from the budget being presented, fair amount of legislative business that's going to be seen in the House is what we know, including the WAQF bill. Also, the much talked about illegal immigrants bill that the BJP has been, making a lot of noise about in the last few weeks or so, isn't it?
Well, absolutely, Sneha. There are around 16 bills that are likely to be taken up during the budget session. Today is the beginning of budget session with the addressal of President of India, which is all set to take place at 11 a.m. Before that, PM Narendra Modi is also going to speak to media about the entire session. Most likely, he is going to request all the opposition leaders to let the parliament function smoothly. We have seen as to how massive chaos took place during the last session, where both from NDA and from India Alliance MPs, there was a lot of altercation which also had taken place. So we can expect PM Narendra Modi to speak about first on budget and then also request other opposition leaders to let the House function smoothly. As far as this budget session is concerned, today only President is going to give her address, and after that the economic survey is likely to be tabled at around 1:30 p.m. by Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Tomorrow is the most important day when the budget could be tabled in Parliament of this financial year. We can also get an idea of tomorrow's budget through the economic survey that will be laid on table by Nirmala Sitharaman. Apart from that, there are 16 bills which also includes, like you rightly mentioned, the WAQF amendment bill and also immigration bill, about which the BJP has been talking about a lot. As far as WAQF amendment bill is concerned, remember that JPC was formed, and after thorough discussion, JPC has submitted its report. Jagdambe Kapal, who is chairperson of JPC, he had submitted his report to Lok Sabha Speaker, and now we can expect this bill to be tabled. We can also expect the opposition leaders to create a lot of noise on WAQF amendment bill when the discussion on this takes place. But we will also see that how the government is going to support the clauses those have been amended, the kind of things those have been given, where the government will say that the WAQF amendment bill has gone through the scrutiny of a joint parliamentary committee. So a lot of noise is expected during this entire session. This session has been divided into two parts, which is beginning from today and will culminate on 13th of of February, and after that it is again going to resume on 10th of April, and then will continue for another 1 month. So it's very important, crucial budget session where around 16 bills likely to be taken up, and discussion on various other issues will take place.
Well, as far as the budget is also, concerned, Piyush, talking a little more about that vis-a-vis the expectations, the opposition mounting pressure on the government, and I'm particularly talking about the Aam Aadmi Party because they were the ones to go out and say that this budget should be a middle-class budget. And that's the reason why the manifesto was presented in the same fashion. The argument here is that the middle class is being shortchanged. Talk to us a little about what the thought within the government is about these allegations that have been made about the middle class, talking about the fact that taxation is high. What can one expect as far as relief is concerned?
Well, Sriya, we can expect some sort of relief for middle class, and that's what various government leaders are telling us. You would also remember that in run-up to Delhi polls, Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal had said that he would request the government to table a budget giving a lot of relaxations to the common man, to the middle man, because the middle man is paying a lot of taxes and is not getting the kind of services which the common man deserves. So that is why the elections are also taking place in the national capital on 5th of February. The voting will take place. So we can expect some sort of relief to be given to the middle class. And that's what the demand is also coming in from various opposition quarters. Today, the economic survey is going to be tabled, and then we can also get an idea as to how the government is going to move ahead as far as the budget is concerned. But yes, after the presidential address and the economic survey is tabled, tomorrow is the important day when the final budget will be tabled by Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, and there are various things, those are there in budget. We are still waiting for the official and final document to be laid in the House.
That's right. And also as far as the legislative business is concerned, the much talked about WAQF bill is going to be tabled. The hurdle of the JPC is what the government has overcome already, isn't it, Piyush?
Well, yes, they have. JPC held various discussions. Multiple meetings have taken place. The members of JPC have also traveled to different parts of country to seek the views of various stakeholders. There were multiple amendments also. Those were given by opposition when the final touch was being given to the JPC report. We also saw as to how during the entire meetings of JPC, border wars also escalated. In fact, a physical altercation was also reported. There were very allegations. Those were raised not only by opposition but also by the NDA MPs. But now finally JPC has completed its task. JPC has submitted its report to Lok Sabha Speaker. On the very last day of the JPC meet, there were various amendments. Those were given by opposition. Around 43 amendments were given out of 44 clauses. From the ruling NDA MP's side, around 16 amendments were given out of 24 clauses. So in total, 24 amendments so far were given, and all these amendments those were given by NDA MPs. These amendments were upheld as JPC has the maximum number of NDA MPs, and the 43 amendments out of 44 clauses those were given by opposition. All these amendments were rejected. So after the amendments, the final copy of bill has also been circulated to all the members of parliament, and JPC report has also been submitted to the Lok Sabha Speaker, and most likely in this session itself this bill will be tabled on the floor of the House.
All right, and also Piyush, a little about what the opposition is going to talk about, and very interesting to see the kind of unity that perhaps will be on display given the background of the Delhi Assembly elections, and to tell our viewers that we are staying with these pictures coming in at this point in time right now from the national capital. As is customary, the President of India, President Draupadi Murmu, on your screens right now.